There is a moment in almost every person's life when they look around and feel as if everyone else is moving forward while they are standing still. Maybe you felt it too. You see people achieving goals, earning recognition, building successful careers, and creating opportunities for themselves. Meanwhile, you're trying your best, yet it feels like progress is taking forever. You begin to wonder whether you're capable of becoming the person you dream of being. The truth is, most people misunderstand growth. They think growth looks dramatic. They imagine a single breakthrough moment where everything changes. One day you're struggling, and the next day you're successful. One day you're average, and the next day you're extraordinary. But real growth rarely happens that way. Real growth is quiet. It happens when nobody is watching. It happens during the mornings when you choose to study instead of scrolling through distractions. It happens when you continue practicing a skill even when you're not seeing results yet. It happens when you keep showing up on difficult days, not because you feel motivated, but because you made a commitment to yourself. Think about a tree. When you plant a seed, nothing seems to happen for a long time. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even months pass. If you only looked at the surface, you might think the seed is doing nothing. But underneath the ground, something important is happening. Roots are growing, foundations are forming, strength is being built where nobody can see it. People are often the same. Many of the most important changes in your life will happen before anyone notices them. Before confidence appears on the outside, it develops quietly on the inside. Before success becomes visible, discipline is built in private. Before achievement arrives, effort accumulates day after day. This is why comparing yourself to others can be so dangerous. You are comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. You are comparing your private struggles to their public victories. What you don't see are the years of effort behind their success. You don't see the failures, the doubts, the mistakes, and the sacrifices that happen before the achievement everyone admires. Every successful person you know was once inexperienced. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident person was once uncertain. And every accomplished individual spent time learning, improving, and growing before they became who they are today. Education plays a powerful role in this journey. But education is much bigger than classrooms, grades, or exams. True education is learning how to think. It's learning how to solve problems. It's learning how to stay curious even when answers are difficult to find. It's learning how to adapt when life doesn't go according to plan. The world is constantly changing. Technology changes, industries change, opportunities change. The people who continue growing are not always the smartest people in the room. Often, they are simply the people who never stop learning. They understand that every book, every lesson, every challenge, and every experience has something valuable to teach them. Imagine two students. Both start with the same knowledge. One believes their abilities are fixed. When they fail, they see failure as proof that they aren't good enough. They avoid challenges because they are afraid of looking unsuccessful. The other student sees failure differently. They view mistakes as information. They see challenges as opportunities to improve. Every setback becomes a lesson rather than a verdict. Years later, the difference between them is enormous. Not because one was naturally gifted and the other wasn't, but because one kept growing while the other stopped trying. Your future is shaped less by your talent and more by your willingness to keep learning. That is good news because effort is something you can control. You cannot control where you started. You cannot control every obstacle you face. You cannot control what others think about you, but you can control what you do today. You can control whether you spend an hour improving yourself or wasting that hour. You can control whether you give up after a setback or learn from it. You can control whether you keep promises to yourself, and those small choices matter more than most people realize. A single workout will not transform your body. A single study session will not make you an expert. A single productive day will not create a successful future. But repeated consistently over time, these actions become powerful. Small actions become habits. Habits become character. Character becomes destiny. The challenge is that discipline often feels difficult in the present, while its rewards arrive in the future. Distractions offer immediate satisfaction. Growth offers delayed rewards. That is why discipline is so valuable. Discipline is the ability to act according to your goals rather than your feelings. There will be days when motivation disappears. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain. Those days matter. Because anyone can work hard when they feel inspired. The real test is what happens when inspiration is absent. Do you continue anyway? Do you take the next step even when progress feels slow? Do you keep moving forward when nobody is applauding? Those moments quietly shape the person you become. And remember this, setbacks are not signs that you should stop. Every meaningful journey includes obstacles. The student who earns a degree faces difficult subjects. The athlete faces losses. The entrepreneur faces rejection. The artist faces criticism. The writer faces blank pages. Challenges are not evidence that you're on the wrong path. Often, they are evidence that you're growing. Growth requires discomfort. You cannot become stronger while avoiding every challenge. You cannot develop confidence by hiding from situations that make you nervous. You cannot discover your potential without testing your limits. The goal is not to avoid difficulty. The goal is to become the kind of person who can handle difficulty. Because the truth is, you are more capable than you think. Many people spend years underestimating themselves. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they feel confident. They wait until they have guarantees. But confidence rarely comes before action. Confidence grows because of action. You become confident by doing difficult things repeatedly. You become stronger by carrying responsibilities. You become wiser by learning from mistakes. You become successful by continuing after setbacks. The person you want to become is not waiting at the end of some perfect future. That person is being created by the decisions you make every day. Right now, in this moment, with the choices available to you today. So if you've been doubting yourself, remember this. Your current situation is not your final destination. Your mistakes do not define your future. Your challenges do not determine your limits. Your past does not decide what you can become. What matters is your willingness to keep moving forward, to keep learning, to keep improving, to keep believing that your efforts matter even when results are not immediately visible. Years from now, you'll look back on this chapter of your life. You won't remember every obstacle. You won't remember every difficult day. But you will remember whether you had the courage to continue, and one day, the progress that feels invisible today will become impossible to ignore. The knowledge you gained, the discipline you built, the skills you developed, and the character you strengthened will all come together. Not because of luck, not because success was handed to you, but because you chose growth over excuses, learning over comfort, and persistence over surrender. Keep going, keep learning, keep building. The future is not something you find. The future is something you create, one decision, one effort, and one day at a time. And that journey begins with the choice you make today.